Greetings. My name is Ben, aka Downsize It, and I am joined once again by Social General Rob.
Greetings.
And we are bringing to you another Star Wars Armada battle report, this time at 400 points. I am bringing Admiral Sloan, and Rob is bringing his tried and true Admiral Ackbar. Coming up, we're going to have fleet introductions, go over the mission, and then we'll be doing the pre-game interview. And I'm going to try a new thing here where I'm going to record us setting up, doing the deployment and everything, and have that overlaid while we are interviewing about the fleets. Right. Because initial deployment and as you play ships and everything is part of the strategy.
Right.
And
it is, right.
I've had some requests for people to actually see our setup, and we'll just do that in an accelerated format while we're talking about our fleets during the interview.
And you can see why I say I already lost the game at the beginning. Sometimes.
Hopefully not this time. So coming up, we're going to introduce the fleets, the mission, and then the interviews with deployment. Starting off, we have the Imperials and their Enterprise Hornet carrier group. We have the Enterprise, the flagship, an Imperial 1 Star Destroyer with Admiral Sloan, Flight Commander, Flight Controllers, Expanded Hangar Bay, Reserve Hangar Deck, Leading Shots and Quad Battery Turrets, and the Hornet, which is kitted out the exact same minus Admiral Sloan. Then for squadrons, we have HAL Runner, 4 TIE Interceptor Squadrons, and 5 TIE Fighter Squadrons. For the Rebels, we have Admiral Ackbar on an MC-80 Command Cruiser with Ray Antilles, Leading Shots, Enhanced Armament, and the Home 1 title. An MC-75 Armored Cruiser with Tor and Far, Gunnery Teams, Leading Shots, and Enhanced Armament. A GR-75 Medium Transport with Jamming Field, Boosted Comms, and Bright Hope. And for Rebel Squadrons, we have Shara Bay, leading 2 A-Wing Squadrons and 2 X-Wing Squadrons. For mission selection, Rob came in at 399 and chose to be second player. Therefore, his options were Advanced Gunnery, Capture the VIP, and Dangerous Territory. And I chose Capture the VIP, which means a VIP token will be placed after all obstacles have been placed, and when you reveal a command dial at distance 1, that ship gets to take the VIP. When a ship is destroyed, the VIP is dropped, and then another ship can pick it up once it reveals a command at distance 1. At the end of the game, if a ship has the VIP token, that side gains 50 victory points. Alright, Rob, you know about the fleets and the mission, and they'll start seeing deployment now on an overlay. We're going to talk about the strategies that we incorporated into building our fleets, what our thoughts were, and when we deployed, thoughts behind that, and the start of the game, the thoughts for the best way to secure victory. So I'll go ahead and start. I was inspired to make a list like this whenever this week I had watched the movie Midway, the most recent one, and I was inspired by the World War II fleet carrier concept, the Enterprise and the Hornet. So I wanted to build a dual ISD-I fleet. I know ISD-Is are reviled by most Imperial players. They're considered the worst of the Star Destroyer variants. But they're almost kind of set up to where they can be a dedicated battle carrier. And in addition, when I saw the releases of what the Venator 2 is going to be like with 5 squadron value, I imagine we'll see a lot of dual Venator 2s as battle carriers when those come out. So I wanted to try to make it work for the Empire. And really the only way to realistically make it work with 2 ISD-Is, because they're so expensive, is you have to run cheap squadrons. You can't really run bombers or defenders or anything. So I went with Sloan with my cheap TIE fighters and TIE interceptors. And when you combine that with flight controllers and HAL Runner They're getting a whole bunch of dice against your fighter squadrons. And then when attacking ships, they have a whole bunch of utility because of the Sloan effect. And then I also fully kitted out my Star Destroyers so they can also be like battle carriers. They can still hold their own. Even though they're only ISD-1s, still getting 8 dice out the front. Even though the dice are all mixed up, they're not like, consistent dice like the ISD-2 or the Simon. But you still get rolling 8 dice in the front at close range. So you don't want to be there even if it's just an ISD-1.
Never want to be right there. No.
So that was my inspiration behind the fleet. And so we got Sloan. Her flagship is going to be Enterprise. The other one is going to be Hornet. And just, make believe we're going to, the TIE interceptors are going to be F4Fs and the TIE fighters are going to be F3Fs. Kind of like a little World War II inspiration there. And deploying, I wanted them deployed in like a formation. Might not be the best way to set them up deploying, but I wanted like a picturesque formation when I set them up. But I also wanted lineups where I can try, and I don't think I'm going to get to the VIP first. I picked this one because I've never played it before, maybe once a couple years ago, but to try it out, and I wasn't going to give you advanced gunnery on either Home 1 or your MCAV with gunnery teams. That's not going to happen with Ackbar. And Dangerous Territory, I played that recently, so I just wanted to try something new. Yep, and also because it's an interesting thing. I don't think I'm going to get there first, but I'm going to try to line up that whatever ship does pick it up on your side, I can drop it, and then you'll have to drop the VIP, and hopefully I'll be close enough to be able to re-pick it up. So that's my plan. I'm probably not, like I said, I'm not going to get there first, but I'm hopefully going to be in a position where I can drop the ship that does pick it up. And we'll see how that works going forward. What do you think?
Let's see what I can do. So, now I did not watch Midway, nor did anything like that. But this was a last minute list that I put together. Ben said, "Hey, you want to do one tonight?" I said, "Oh, sure." So what I did was I fell back to my man Ackbar.
And he's your main guy. He's your Thrawn, basically.
He is. He's my guy.
Yeah.
My idea of Thrawn. But so and I'm gonna go to the MC-80 command. I went with the command carrier. It's cheaper than the assault because I need to take something else bigger because I have 2 ISDs coming in. I will admit that I do not know the Imperial side of things, so I do not know. I am just imagining since the IP2s are the same thing as 1s.
They're so formidable. They still have 11 wounds, like I said, still have 8 dice in the front. They're nothing to be sneezed at, but between the Kuat, the Simon, and the ISD-2, those are always better options. And I think this is my first time ever running ISD-1s, ever. Ever? I don't think I've ever even tried. So, we'll see how. I want to see if I can make them work in a dual carrier build. We'll see.
So hopefully not. Going along with the Ackbar though, and the Home 1 here, which is I did take the title for. I also took the M75. The M75 is
it's the armored
carrier. Thank you.
One you want to run with Ackbar for sure.
Yeah, definitely because it's got the range and it's got a little closer. I mean, the black dice. I did not want to get close to the destroyers. I really don't. With only those 2 ships and of course the GR-75, but Ben kind of mentioned that he watched Midway, and in a way I kind of went subs for some reason. Don't know why, I could think it was just submarines.
It works.
Or battleships, I guess, broadsides. And so that's why I bought
that's not what you're doing. You're bringing the battleships.
Yep, and you got the...
And I've got the aircraft carriers, but they're like battle carriers.
Right.
They're actually aircraft carriers that can
not just platforms.
Yeah, not just platforms. Yeah.
And then I bought the GR-75 to help with the squadrons I have. The squadrons I picked, there's a couple of A-wings and a couple of X-wings with Shara Bay being in there.
She's going to be a problem.
I'm banking on that. And I said, okay, I need something to help them out. So I took the GR-75 with the boosted comms and the jamming the field. The jamming field was hoped to help them survive a little bit longer.
Yeah, it reduces everybody's effectiveness. It's not enemies. So anyone in the jamming field is going to have their dice reduced by 1, which just makes it my swarm effects less.
Less.
Yeah, it's going to reduce my effectiveness.
It might hurt me. But the A1s there for the A-wings, I'm sorry, are there for their counters. So anytime he hits me, I'm hitting him back. And then the X-wings are escorts, so he has to get to the escorts first.
Yep.
My tactic for the game. Now I've never played this mission before. I thought that was interesting, so I picked it on my sheet there. And anyway, so I'm hoping that the M75 gets there, picks it up, and can hold off enough. Well, Ackbar goes around and does his thing. Hopefully takes out anybody who wants to try to take it away from him.
Yeah.
It just feels like capture the flag.
It is capture. That's exactly what this is. Is capture the flag.
So
we're just calling it VIP because we don't want to call a person that's in distress a flag.
Capture the flag.
Yeah.
It sounds like we're playing war games.
Yeah.
But so that's basically my build and what I'm going with here. So we'll see.
Okay, sounds good. We are gonna set our dials, and we will be back at the start of round 1. Alright, my first activation will be Enterprise with Sloan. As a navigate, taking the token and staying at speed 3.
Alright, my dial first is an engineering time dial. I take a token, and I'm going at speed 2, which I'm going to take a little turn up here. And I will stay right there.
Okay. Alright, next we have the Hornet. It's going to speed 2. We have the navigate, taking a token. Getting ourselves lined up here. Did I avoid? I did avoid that debris field. I foresee an asteroid impact in the next turn.
Okay, I'm going to be activating my MC75. And it is a navigate dial. I'll be taking the token. And I'm going to speed 3. I'm just going to turn right here and take a little turn. Okay, I'm going to move the GR75. It's a nav dial. Be taking the token. I'm going to move them right on, straight on up. Like that.
Okay, and we'll do squadrons off screen and give you a recap at the start of round 2 since there's not going to be any action on the squadron phase this time. Alright, the start of round 2. Forces are moving in, and engagements will definitely be happening on this turn. The A-Wings with their X-Wing escorts and Shara staying close to their ships, with Hal Runner and her interceptors and TIE fighters set up, preparing to engage. Alright, we're going to start with Sloan on Enterprise. The squadron command, I can activate 5. And with Flight Commander, I can choose to do squadrons after I've already shot and moved with the ship, but I'm not doing that in this point. I'll send in squadrons first. And even though normally you do each squadron activation one at a time, just for ease of filming, I'm going to send all the squadrons in. I'm going to be doing attacks on the side. Careful to stay outside of engagement range of this X-Wing. Yep, there we go. So keep outside of that. And see if I can't do some token shenanigans with Sloan's ability. And then I'll be taking a shot from my front to the side of the home one. So I'll just get this out of the way here for now. There's that one. There's going to be 2 interceptors and 3 TIE fighters. Gotta make sure to keep my distances here. Yep. Like so. And within attack range and outside of X-Wing engagement range. Alright, so coming up, squadrons attacking. Okay, here come the squadrons. It'll be 5 blue dice, one at a time. And with Sloan, my accuracies I can use to spend Rob's defense tokens. And crits I can reroll because they're not bombers, so crits do not affect ships. So, first TIE Interceptor, be an accuracy. And I'm going to spend your brace with that. Second TIE Interceptor, accuracy, and I will permanently spend your brace.
Ooh.
That's what Sloan can do.
Really permanently.
Yep. And then first TIE Fighter. Wow, okay, so this is redirect. Second TIE Fighter. That's going to be a hit.
Oh, take it on the shield.
Stick it on the shield,
Yep.
okay. And last TIE Fighter is a hit.
Take it on the shield.
Take it on the shield. Alright, and then for the ISD-I to do its long range shot, 3 red dice. Oh, yeah, I'll take it. 5 damage, one of them is a crit. You currently have 2 shields left on your side there, where the fighter's at.
I'm going to be bracing it.
Right.
So I will redirect some of my shields to the opposite side. Right here on the side, so I'm going to go over here.
Alright, so you can send 3 of the 5 to the back, and then take the other 2 on the side. That'll drop your shields on your right side and your back.
Well, I'm going to have to, unfortunately.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, and then I'm using my navigate token to slow down the speed 2 and just doing a little zigzag maneuver here.
Okay, I'm going to do my MC75 as a concentrate fire dial. I'll be taking a token because nothing's within range of it. And I'm going to slow down using my nav token I had from earlier. Go down to 2. Goes right up there. That is a move.
Okay, activating the Hornet Squadron Command. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to shoot the front to the side or front to front, but I have arc and line of sight on both, and it's going to be long range. And activate my 5 remaining squadrons, and I'm just going to kind of point this out, because I am going to have to do this one at a time, because it is going to matter. We're going to send the interceptors in first, see if I can't drop this X-Wing, who's acting as escort. Well, Howl Runner first, then the interceptors to get the full benefit. And then these TIE fighters, if I've opened up a gap, will then take shots on Home 1 again, see if we can clear out that X-Wing. Okay, starting with Howl Runner. She normally gets 3 dice attacking the X-Wing. Since she's activated with flight controllers, gets another blue dice. So against the X-Wing squadron, be 3 hits. So X-Wing is down to 2. And then next, sending in a TIE Fighter squadron, because the TIE Fighters can't get in range of Home 1, so the fighters have to take out the X-Wing. Okay, so next we have a TIE Fighter coming in, and actually that X-Wing squadron is in range of the jamming field, so the jamming field says while you're defending against an attack if you're inside the field, it's considered obstructed, so we'll say the X-Wing only took 2 damage instead of 3, because you have to take your dice away. So the next TIE Fighter coming in gets 3 blue dice, plus 1 from Howl Runner, plus 1 from flight controllers, but minus 1 from jamming field because of the obstruction. Okay, and then with Swarm, so 2 hits, so the X-Wing's down to 1, so I need to bring in the last TIE Fighter, see if I can't drop him. Okay, more changes of plans. This is why you normally do it one at a time. My last TIE Fighter actually couldn't make range to get into engagement of the X-Wing, so I have to send a TIE Interceptor in. Interceptor starts with 4 blue dice, plus 1 from Howl Runner, plus 1 from flight controllers, but minus 1 from the jamming field. I just need 1 damage on the X-Wing. So X-Wing goes down. Then my last TIE Interceptor comes in and is going to be attacking the A-Wing that was behind the X-Wing. Same dice, because the A-Wing is within the jamming field. That was a terrible roll. I needed to reverse those rolls. And then reroll 1 with Swarm. The A-Wing is still alive. It only took 1 damage. It does have counter 2, so on that TIE Interceptor.
Wait, is that last one done?
Yes, -1 because of the jamming field. So 1 dice. 1 damage on the interceptor that attacked it. Okay, and then for the ISD Hornet, shooting front to front on the MC-75, 3 red dice. And we are both currently going the same speed, so I just don't get any benefits yet from my quads. Alright, I will stop your redirect. That's 3 damage.
Alright, I'll brace that down.
Brace to 2. 2 shields off the front. Okay, and then spent my token on the Hornet to slow down to speed 1. And, oh, I actually just barely missed that asteroid field. How about that? Fancy time for ISD-1s. How about...
Alright, so I'm going to be moving the GR-75. That's a squadron dial. I'll be moving 2 squads. That'll be the X-Wing, right? The only X-Wing left. And Shara Bay will be moving as well. X-Wing will be moving up to assist.
Like this one? Wounded 1?
Wounded 1. And then Shara Bay will be coming up and moving into the second one next to the X-Wing. So,
right here?
Yep.
Okay. Then I'll be doing the attacks here in a moment. Alright, so we have the X-Wing starting at 4 dice, but -1 to the jamming field. And to the wounded interceptor. No hits, but torn far. Reroll. For 1 hit. Then counter 2 back, +1 with Howl Runner, but -1 from jamming field. So 2 hits, so 1 for 2 trade.
Yep.
And then Shara gets 3 dice, but -1. Because of the jamming field, are you attacking at the wounded one? Has 1 health left.
Yes, let's get rid of 1 out of the way.
Okay.
So if I get a crit, that would act as a damage.
That's whenever you're countering.
Countering.
Alright, so 1 damage is all you need. Then the counter back. Nothing. Well, swarm. 1, and then you just want to scatter that.
Yeah, scatter that.
Sure has scatter. Okay, so this TIE interceptor is destroyed. X-Wing took 2 damage. And Shara took none from her scatter. Then I'm going to spend my reserve hangar deck on the Enterprise. Bring that interceptor back with 1 damage taken.
Ready?
Yes.
Surprised you doing so soon.
Well, because that's an interceptor, it's a value of 1. And I have to do it once it dies.
Oh, once it dies.
I have to place at distance 1, and we'll go ahead and place the interceptor so you guys can see. Yeah, I can only do it once per ship because I have it on both ships. So I'm going to place that interceptor right down here with 2 health remaining.
Alright, I am moving the GR-75. I'll slow it down using the token. I'm going up 1. Right there. I'll jam out some stuff there. Alright, I'll be moving home 1 now. It is a navigate dial. And because of Ramus, I get a navigate token. Alright, so first of all, I'm going to be taking shots because Ackbar is just awesome. He's going to be adding 2 dice. And we're going to be firing into the front of the destroyer. Enterprise, I believe it is.
Yes, Enterprise, my flagship.
Also, I'll be using an engineering token to repair some of my shields that I've lost.
Okay, so how you want to do that?
And I will do that by moving some from the opposite hull, the starboard port hull, I'm sorry, to the starboard hull.
So 2 shields down from the port, 2 shields up on the starboard. Alright, so with Ackbar, start with 3, +1 with enhanced, +2 with Ackbar, and then 3 blue with leading shots. This is quite the heavy hit coming into the Enterprise. Alright, Rob, you've got so far quite a nice load of hits. That's what you got so far.
So accuracies, I can't see the corner.
No accuracies.
Alright, I'll turn that red die into an accuracy with home 1.
Home 1 cannot affect itself, it affects other ships.
So
believe it says other ships, or if it says just friendly, but it says other friendly, then it's...
Another friendly.
Yeah, so it can't affect its own.
Alright, so,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it as is.
Yeah, and that's a pretty good hit. Bracing to 5 and redirecting. It's pretty solid. I'll be redirecting to my port side. Alright, so I took 3 shields off my port side, 2 off my front. And then Rob, with your movement.
Yeah, I'm gonna move, I'm gonna keep it at 2. And I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to turn right there, the 2, click there, so I'll get a little better shot. Unfortunately, I believe I hit a TIE fighter.
No, I decided to move it to place the thing.
Yeah.
But I now have you double arc. That's going to be pretty tough. Squadron phase, you have 2 fighters, 2 A-wings, one that's engaged, one that is not, so this one will be able to attack. Yep. This one will be able to move. Alright, so we got the A-wing that can attack. Starts with 3 dice, but -1 from jamming field. 2 hits. So that interceptor has 1 health left, countering back with 3 from Howlrunner, but -1 from jamming field. And then Swarm. So A-wing also takes 2 hits back. It is also down to 1 health remaining. Here we are at the start of round 3. It has not taken long this game for engagement to happen. Both ISD-I battle carriers are now in full engagement, and swarms of interceptors and TIE fighters, also known as F-3Fs and F-4Fs, have engaged with rebel forces, and Ackbar is potentially in serious danger. The remaining A-wing has heroically moved forward, and I have to take care of him before I can get all of my squadrons to be free to engage into Ackbar, along with this double arc shot that the Enterprise is going to get. Can Ackbar hold out for another massive attack and weaken the Enterprise even further? We will be starting with the Enterprise, Sloan's flagship. It is a squadron command, and I will be activating my squadrons first. And just to kind of talk out how the activations are going to work, we're going to start with this interceptor, who is in engagement of this A-wing, see if we can't drop it. If that doesn't work, this interceptor will finish it off, hopefully. This interceptor and these 2 TIE fighters are barely within engagement range already of the home one, so they don't have to move before they do their attacks. And so is this interceptor if it doesn't have to kill the A-wing. So my plan is to kill the A-wing first, do Sloan attacks against home 1, and then move them to reposition them for next turn. And then we've got a double arc that is also barely within close range, side then front into the home 1. We'll see if Sloan can drop Ackbar this turn. Okay, first TIE interceptor, I am within Howlrunner range. So 4 dice, plus flight controllers, plus Howlrunner, and I am outside of jamming field range for all of these attacks. So first interceptor, I get the 4 hits I need, so the A-wing unfortunately goes down, but it gets to counter back against the interceptor that attacked it for 1 damage, and you are within Tor and far range for just 1 damage on that interceptor back. Then we will just go down the line, interceptor, fighter, fighter, interceptor. This is into Ackbar, the flank shots. So first one will be a hit. You have 2 shields on your side there. No shields on the back and 4 on the front.
I will take 1 shield off the front.
Okay, so redirect. Okay. TIE fighter. Hit. Just take the damage. Okay. Next TIE fighter. Hit. Okay, so shields down. Okay. And then interceptor. Hit. You can. You have a green one right here. Or you could burn this one. Still got 3 shields left on the front.
We'll use the green redirect.
Move it up to the front.
Yep.
Okay, so shields down on the starboard side and shields down to 2 on the front before the shots from Enterprise come in. Okay, first, side to side. 2 red, 2 black. Alright, that's going to be 4 hits. One of them is a crit. Okay, contain.
And then 4 hits.
4 hits. You still have 2 shields left on the front.
Yep. We're going to redirect.
Run a redirect. Alright, so 2 shields off the front and 2 face down damage cards. Then for the front shot, which will be 3 red, 2 blue, and 3 black. Front to side. I don't even think I need to use leading shots there. Stop your redirect and your contain. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exactly enough. You had 6 health remaining. Okay, so Ackbar goes down with the exact number of hits to do it. And then my squadrons, after actually one of them is shot, since there was no engagement after that, we're able to move over here and shoot and remove the activation. And I'm running over all of these, so I will be able to place them. Staying at 2, just a click at the 2. And where would you like these to go? I've got 3 regular TIE Fighters and Howlrunner.
Okay, well, let's put the regular TIE Fighters first. We'll start with one in hand.
Okay.
Alright. And we're going to place it on the back. Yeah,
Here?
right there. That's good.
Okay.
We'll take the next one, TIE Fighter, and go right next to it. Same thing, next one, get Howlrunner last. Howlrunner we'll put on the end, I guess.
Right here?
So it's going to base of your ship, correct?
Yes, that's one base of the ship. Alright, very good.
Alright, with the MC-75, I'm telling you, the 75 mixed up. It will be doing 2 shots from the front of the ship. I'm sorry, it's an engineering dial. And I'll be moving up 2 shields on the front that I went down earlier.
And since you revealed a command within distance 1, VIP is now on the MC-75.
And then I will be firing upon the. I'm sorry, which one is that?
This is the Hornet.
The Hornet?
On the left, yes. And he is in double arc onto my front.
This will be front
Yep.
to here, front.
Yeah, front to front is short range, and side to side is going to be medium range, but it's all dice. Full power double arc shot, and it is also out of obstruction on the side shots. So, yep, it's going to be a pretty big hit coming in. Alright, we'll starting front to front. 3 blue, 2 black. Alright, you've got 2 blue accuracies. Here, I'll move them over here so you can see them better. That's what you got there.
Well, I'm using my accuracies definitely, but I'll be rolling my black.
Alright, which blue are you giving it?
Oh, so. I'll give it one of the I'm gonna have to give up one of the accuracies.
Okay, and which ones do you want to reroll? Just the black?
Just the black one, please.
Okay, so leading shots. No, it's actually.
No,
Yep, got an extra hit.
Yeah.
Then what do you want to accuracy?
I'm going to.
They're right here.
I'm going to accuracy your. Tough choice, but I'll take the brace.
Okay, so redirecting, 3 damage. Send it all to my port side. Alright, and then the side shot, we've got
3 red, 2 blue.
3 red, 2 blue, and then adding enhanced armament for 1 more red. So 4 red, 2 blue. Alright, 2 accuracies again. Got a double red, a single red, and then 2 blanks. You also have a concentrate fire token.
Yeah, I'm going to use the token to reroll one of the blank. Reroll the blank red.
Okay. Another accuracy. You got three accuracies and.
Yeah, but I'm going to be using the leading shots to reroll.
Okay, which blue are you giving up? One of the accuracies?
Yep.
Okay, what do you want to reroll?
I reroll the blank one definitely.
Okay.
And And I'm going to reroll the 1 damage red as well.
Okay, we'll keep the 2 accuracies.
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
So I will accuracy again your brace.
It's no brace.
And then I'll accuracy your readied shield.
So the green redirect?
Redirect, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and burn this redirect to redirect that 4 damage. Take 2 on my starboard and 2 on the front.
Alright, so I'm going to move forward 2, and I'm looking at the second dial there. Come right up between Death Valley here.
I did overlap him too, so overlapped all those squadrons. I had moved it in there, and I'm just going to be placing them
wherever you go.
Yep, as long as we're touching the base. Like so.
Alright, so I'm going to be using the GR-75. It is a squadron command dial. I'll be activating 2 of my squads. I'll be activating the X-Wing. And I'm activating the X-Wing right now to shoot on the
Interceptor.
Thank you. Interceptor. So that I can move my one of my A-Wings out to assist in taking out one of his other TIE fighters or something.
Okay, we have X-Wing, -1 dice because of the jamming field. Interceptor only has 1 health left. Interceptor is dead, barely, actually. But you got it. Counter 2 back, not in Howlrunner range, so -1 from the jamming field. 1 damage on the X-Wing. And then we'll be back in a moment. Alright, and then Charbet is going after Howlrunner. Outside the jamming field now, so full 3 dice. And within Tor and far range, so we want to reroll the crit, right?
Well, maybe.
Crits only count on. Yep. You get an accuracy to stop my scatter.
I will definitely do this on the scatter.
And so I'll brace down to 1. So 1 damage on Howlrunner. And the Interceptor that died, I did use the reserve hanger deck, my last one, to bring it back with 2 health remaining.
Alright, so I'm going to move right hope. Unfortunately, moving 2. And it'll ram into the destroyer and then bump back. And 1.
And there's 1 face down damage. Okay, we actually skipped the Hornet that is activating now with the squadrons. It would not have really affected anything with what happened with the GR-75, so we're not going to go back and change anything. We'll just pretend that I had a pass token, and then I passed it back to Rob. Although I wouldn't have had one because I was first player, even though I was outnumbered, just for those who are wondering. But, so I am just going to take a token with squadrons, because all the ones you see on your screen there have already been activated by Enterprise. And I'm out of range to activate the ones that are behind Enterprise. So I do have, though, a double arc shot into the side of the MC-75. The side shot will be obstructed going over the asteroid. Okay, starting with the side shot that's obstructed, I'm going to be taking out a red. And, wait, you're currently going speed 2, right?
The MC, yes.
Yep, speed 2. I'm going speed 1. Hey, I actually get to use these. My quad battery turret, so I get to add a blue because I'm going slower than you. I'm still going to take out a red, though. That is actually pretty good. I don't think I want to leading... You know what? I will. Let's risk it. I'm going to leading shots with the blue to reroll this black. You get a double. No, same difference. 4 damage, no crits. Onto the side, where you have full... You actually have full shields everywhere. 3 on the side, 3 on the back, 4 on the front.
Okay, I will use, actually, I'm gonna brace it.
So brace to 2.
Yep.
And that's it? Stick 2 on the shields?
I'll take 2 on the... Yeah, take 2 on the shields now.
Okay, shields down to 1 on the side. Now for the front shot coming in, be 3 red, 2 blue, 3 black, and then adding a blue because I'm going slower than you. Okay. It's actually not terrible. Is it worth, though? I think it might be worth. I'm just gonna spend this now. I'm accuracy your redirect, so that you have to take it all on the side. But I am going, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, I am going to take out this blue hit for leading shots to reroll my 2 blank reds. No big deal. So we've got 5 damage coming into the side.
which you can't redirect. So I will have to. I don't want to do this. I have 2 shields you said on.
We have 1 shield left on the side. So if you do nothing, you'll be taking 4 damaged cards. I'm assuming you'll contain the crit, right?
Well, of course. Yes.
Yep, contain the crit. So you'll be taking 4 face downs if you don't burn the brace. You'll be taking 2 face downs if you do burn the brace.
I'm gonna risk it. I'm going to actually take the 4 face downs.
4 face downs, keeping the brace. Okay, and still going at speed 1. Doing a slight turn to the inside here so I can maintain my double arc on the MC-75. And also barely avoiding this asteroid behind me. Although since I did land on the station, it would not have mattered, because I would have taken the damage and instantly healed the damage. And squadron phase, we are just going to resolve... Well, I take that back. We do have Howl Runner and a TIE fighter that can attack Shara Bay, and then the other ones is just going to be movement. So we'll do that here real quick. I take that back. That would be incredibly stupid. Howl Runner and the TIE fighter are not attacking Shara Bay because she gets 3 counters with crits counting as hits when she's countering. So I'm just going to choose not to attack with them, and the rest will just be movement for the squadron phase. Okay, we have start of round 4. The Enterprise and the Hornet are now surrounding the MC-75, preparing for the finishing blow. Can the MC-75 survive the first salvo to get to activate, or will it be ended? You see a little preview there with the tool. It is Hornet will be activating first. So it is the Hornet revealing a navigate command. Kind of misjudged my timing of when I would need to navigate. I do have a squadron token. I am going to use it to activate one of the interceptors. And I think I am going to go ahead and activate this interceptor that's right there to throw a shot just to get started on the MC-75. And then I do have a clear double arc on the side, and then the front arc will be obstructed because you can't quite see in the shot here, but my yellow dot is actually over the station, so you have to actually measure where the yellow dot is in respect to your overlapping terrain. So the front shot will be obstructed into the side, but the side shot is a clear shot. Okay, starting with the interceptor, taking a shot, and I can re-roll that. It's a crit. It's not a bomber, but because of Sloan lets fighters re-roll crits when attacking ships. So 1 damage. So you currently have full shields on the front, full shields on the back, no shields on the side.
I'm going to redirect and make any shields go back.
Okay, so 1 shield down off the back. Then the side shot into the side with an added blue, so because I'm going slower than you, from quad battery turrets. So 2 red, a blue, and 2 black. It's actually not the greatest, so I will leading shots this to reroll these 2. And I will accuracy a redirect. That'll be 4 damage.
Okay, I'll brace that.
That's a brace to 2, so 2 face down damage. Have 3 health remaining. Now can the forward batteries of the Hornet finish off this MC-75? 3 red, 2 blue, and 3 black with an added blue from quad battery turrets, and I'm going slower. I did get an accuracy to stop your redirect, which is important. And I'm currently doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Even if you brace it, that would still be 3, and that will be the end of the MC-75. So, with the destruction of the MC-75, and since squadrons and flotillas can't hold the board, I did learn this last week that the game actually ends immediately. You don't play the turn out. So the game immediately ends. the VIP token actually drops, even though it's not going to change the victory, of course. This is an Imperial victory. But I do not claim the VIP because it ends before I could actually activate Enterprise to pick it up, or the next turn, depending, etc. But as I now understand the rules, the game has now concluded.
Wow.
So the ending total after the game is over is the Rebels lost 356 points, and the Empire had no casualties due to the reserve hangar deck bringing 2 interceptors back. So 356 to 0, but ultimately a tabling which counts as an automatic victory for the Empire. Okay, so that was a it was a shellacking. Did not go the way, honestly, that I expected, based on all the crap I've heard about ISD-1s.
Oh, they're fantastic.
And apparently they're amazing if you run them as dedicated battle carriers, and at least in this list. And I have to say I am happy that my outing of the Enterprise and the Hornet, my World War II themed list, did well, and I'm definitely going to be saving this on Ryan Kingston's Fleet Builder, because this is going to be a list I'm going to be running again. I really like the idea of the dual ISD-1s as carriers, and they're going to be called Enterprise and Hornet every time. TIE interceptors and TIE fighters will be the F3Fs, F4Fs, with HAL Runner leading the way.
And I do not look forward to going against it again.
Well, now you know how it goes, and just full disclosure, this was a last-minute battle, because my battle I was going to be playing tonight canceled. Rob was gracious enough to do a last minute, able to get a battle recorded. Although I did send him my list so you can actually see it.
Yes,
just to try to, and he did change the previous list he was thinking about to this one to maybe survive a little bit.
Would have been even worse.
Yeah, probably would have been worse.
It's been far worse.
But you'll see that list in the future. He does want to run it, so in another battle report.
Yeah, we both decided on a list that's similar that we're going to run against each other.
Yeah.
That, so you can see both those lists later.
So Rob, your thoughts on everything went?
Well, first of all, I can't believe people don't like that as a carrier. I agree with you. I mean, that's an incredible ship.
Yeah.
It's hard, takes a lot, and it can be a great food carrier.
Yeah.
Fight carrier. Sloan is a pain in the tuchus.
Yeah, I think that's one of
nice.
I haven't run Sloan, and I remember when she first came out, I ran her quite a bit, and I really liked her. But I haven't run her in maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years since I ran Sloan. And I think the last time I ran her, I don't think I ran her right. It didn't really go well, but my goodness, this was a display. Especially for that first round of attacks against Tome 1.
Let's just take away some of those.
Just took the brakes away right away. That was...
You don't need those.
That kind of sealed the fate for Ackbar. Was that brace disappearing so fast.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I had put Ackbar out just a little too further away. I should have put up with behind MC-75. We'll get those two right sooner or later.
Yeah.
And the jamming field on the GR-75 actually did help.
It did help me get a little bit. Yeah, getting
with the fighters defensively.
It did
help. Unfortunately, you had the offensive version, which gave you an extra die or two.
Well, when you do that, basically that swarm list, then I can just have both carriers with flight controllers and then HAL Runner. Basically, all of my squadrons except HAL Runner are getting 2 additional dice. And HAL Runner itself is getting 1 additional dice from the flight controller. So then I'm getting rerolls from Swarm.
Right.
So it's a pretty deadly fire Swarm I've discovered.
I think it's a very impressive list. I think
and then going against ships with Sloan, do the business as well.
So and try those carriers, man. Try them.
And I love Star Destroyers. They're my favorite ship in the game, and I'm now a fan of ISD-1s, running them as battle carriers. And you can run, and as you see here, you can actually run 2 ISD-1s fully kitted out with a bunch of Sloan swarms, and they're pretty effective.
Yeah, don't knock the TIE Fighter with 3 health. Okay, just don't.
Yeah.
That thing can move 5, right?
Well, TIE Interceptors.
Interceptors.
And then fighters can move 4.
Yeah, but still, I mean, you got a wide range.
Yeah, and those interceptors have counter 2, and if they're in range of power runner, it's counter 3.
Exactly.
So it's they're deadly to shoot at as well.
And at the end, as you saw, I did try to keep Halloran out of the picture, even if I didn't kill her, but just to keep her tied down where she couldn't go anywhere. Unfortunately, it was too close to the end for that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think this might be the first time I've had a game end on round 4.
Yeah, I just keep up in it.
Well, that was not the.
I'm
even my
joking.
worst beatings that I've taken, and even the worst beatings I've given.
For those who don't know, Ben and I have played many war games over the years.
Yes, not just Armada, but all the
no. And I've always told Ben, don't pull any punches, bring your best. I don't want to be going handheld throughout the whole thing, or whatever, you know. And the same thing with
And I'm
Ben.
the same way. I prefer to play against someone's best. I mean, that's the best way to learn.
It is.
Is playing against someone, and if they are really beating the pants off you,
well,
it sticks with you, and that's how you learn.
Exactly.
To fix the mistakes and everything.
And the dice, I don't think were against us this time. I don't think either of us.
No, it was pretty average. I did have one. They were all pretty average all over the place. And then that first round, though, actually the shot that killed Ackbar, that front shot was a pretty heavy.
That was a credible shot.
I got a pretty good shot on that, but overall the dice were.
An Ackbar shot was pretty good too.
Oh yeah,
but
Ackbar's first shot.
Not enough.
And I only killed him with exact damage.
Yes.
So if I wouldn't have done that, you would have gotten another massive hit on me. Probably wouldn't have killed me, but might have crippled me enough. Maybe the MC-75 could have done something.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
interesting with how fast engagements can go between first and second player.
Oh, yeah.
And having to shoot and then move, and then if you're going too fast, engaging too fast. So.
And that's one thing, definitely, guys. Think about this: that if you're second player, don't rush out because
that gives advantage to the first player to engage fast.
More so to Ben in a way.
I personally
waited till he came within my range.
Yeah.
And just held back at speed 1 or whatever.
Yeah. Forced me to come to you.
Yeah. But
that's what I like to do when I'm the second player, is to go slower and force the first player to come to me so I can react to the second player. But that's more things to learn.
Yeah.
So,
as you play. So what do you guys think about the deployment part that
Yeah, so this is the first time doing live deployment while we're talking about the pre-game interviews, because it is important to see how deployment goes out. And so I want to try to integrate that so you can see deployment take place while we're doing our pre-game strategy, doing it at the same time to help compress time. So let us know what you think about that. If you like that, having that overlay, I'll figure out how best to do it. I have an idea in my mind to see how it turns out. And
did anybody ever figure out where Social General is?
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody comment yet. No one's commented yet. So if you guys can figure out where the title Social General comes from, it is not from the Star Wars universe. There's another sci-fi universe. So comment down below if you can figure out where the title of Social General comes from.
Well then, great game again.
Yes, good game, Rob. And until next time, take it easy.